In the last section, we put together a ton of configuration inside of two different files. In this section, we're going to start to pull these two files apart line by line. We're going to first focus on the first two lines in each file, so specifically API version v1 and kind pod. You'll notice that the other file has the very similar same two lines at the top, but in the second file, we have kind of service. So again, we're going to focus on these two lines to get started. And just so you know, we're going to first, between the two of them, we're going to first focus on exactly what kind is referring to. All right. So just as we discussed a couple moments ago, we had said that with Docker Compose, we had created a configuration file to describe the different containers that we want to create. And we had done something very similarly over with Elastic Beanstalk as well. Now with Kubernetes, we do make these config files to make containers, but we had kind of honed in on that definition with this diagram over here and said that when we make a config file with Kubernetes, we're not quite making a container, we're kind of making something else slightly different. We're making something called an object. And so I first want to focus on exactly what an object is and help you get an understanding of what an object is. All right, so back over here. Okay. So we've written two configuration files. We're going to eventually take these two configuration files we put together and feed them into the kubectl command line tool that we installed a couple of videos ago. Remember, that is the kubectl command that we had ran at our terminal just a moment ago. Just a second ago, we ran cluster info, like so. So eventually, we're going to take these two configuration files and pass them into this command line tool. When we pass them in, kubectl is going to interpret both those files and create two objects out of each file. So the config files that we write are going to be used to create objects in general. The term object is a reference to a thing that exists inside of our Kubernetes cluster. And so we don't specifically say that we are making objects quite so much. In reality, we are making specific types of objects. And in this diagram right here, I'm showing you a couple of sample object types.